do Aprender e Estudar em Casa. Hi students, how are you? I'm good, thanks. So, tell me, are you taking care of yourself? Remember, we are fighting against an invisible enemy. Yes, that's why it's very important for you to keep wearing your mask, washing your hands, and keep social distance. Today's lesson, we are going to learn about the third conditional, its usage. We are going to have some practical exercise, and of course we have some homework. Students, please pay attention here at these pictures. They are all related to COVID, right? But let's think a minute. Let's imagine if COVID had never appeared. What would have you done? Yeah, we would have done a lot of things. For example, I have here some examples and let's analyze them. Example number 1. If I had worn a face mask, it would have stopped me from catching the coronavirus. Example number 2. If we hadn't started the restrictions, the coronavirus would have spread faster. Example number 3. If the coronavirus hadn't arrived, we would have been happier. And example number 4, if we had known 3 months ago we would be in a global pandemic, we would have traveled more. Well, students, these are some imaginary examples, right? Yes, but you know, these examples are related to the third conditional. Yes, remember that last class we revised the first conditional and we saw the second conditional, and so today we are going to follow up with them, and today we're going to focus on the third conditional. Yes, what is a third conditional? Let's see. Third conditional, it's used to describe an imaginary situation in the past that didn't happen. For example, if we had stopped all flights to China, the COVID wouldn't have spread around the world. Yes, it's an imaginary situation, right? Good. Now, let's see how do we form the third conditional. We all know that we have 3 forms, the affirmative, the negative, and the interrogative. For the affirmative, we have if, subject plus had plus past participle. And then we have the subject would have plus past participle. Remember that the past participle is the third column of the verbs, of the irregular verbs, right? So here we have an example. If we had known 3 months ago we would be in a global pandemic, we would have traveled more. We have the condition, we have the result. And as I said before, it doesn't matter if you start your sentence by the result and then condition. It would never change the meaning. For the negative, we have if plus subject plus had not plus past participle, and then subject would not have plus past participle. Remember that not is the signal that we are dealing with a negative sentence. And please pay attention. Here, it doesn't matter if we have the third person singular, we're still using had because it's a past. For example, if the coronavirus hadn't arrived, we wouldn't have been in lockdown. Sad to be true. For interrogative, would, subject plus have plus past participle, if, subject, past participle, and the question mark. For example, would we have been happier if the coronavirus hadn't appeared? Yes, see, this is the form we use to create our sentence using the third conditional. Please pay attention. Although this is a long form, but if you understand it, it will be very easy for you. Now, I have some vocabularies related to COVID. We all know them, but I brought them anyway. We have virus, vírus, infection, infecção, infectious, contagioso, vaccine, vacina, lockdown, confinamento, disease, doença, pandemic, pandemia, epidemic, epidemia, mask, máscara, hand sanitizer, desinfetante para as mãos, social distance, distanciamento social. Look, here we have an interesting picture that says, Peter, we mustn't let it spread to Neverland. Even in the Neverland, they are being cautious when it comes to COVID, right? Well, students, do you know what I want to do now? Well, I want to have fun, and I want you to come with me and have fun with me too. Yes, and you know the way we have fun? Yes, we're doing some exercises, exactly. And I brought 2 exercises for you. The first one, you are supposed to fill the blanks with the correct form of third conditional. Remember the forms? We have the affirmative and the negative interrogative. Yes, you will use them here. The first exercise, as I said, you will fill the blanks. A says, if she space study, she space the exam pass. Besides being an imaginary situation, it's a hypothetical situation too, okay? B, if I space not it, negative form, so much, I space sick, not fail. C says, if we space take a taxi, we space the plane, not miss. See, the second sentence, we have the negative. D, she space not be tired if she space to bed earlier. E, she space become a teacher if she space to university go. F, he space be on time for the interview if he space the house at 9 leave. Please don't forget that we have regulars and irregulars verbs. So pay attention and don't forget to use the list of the irregular verbs to help you to do the verbs correctly, right? Well, I will give you some time for you to solve this exercise and then we'll be back to correct them. Well, have you finished? Good, I know that you are very intelligent. So, let's correct the exercise. A, if she had studied. Study, it's a regular verb, right? She would have passed the exam. Pass as well, it's a regular verb. That's why we add an ed at the end of the regular verbs. B, if I hadn't eaten so much, I wouldn't have felt sick. It is a regular verb, just like felt. C, if we had taken a taxi, we wouldn't have missed the plane. Good. D, she wouldn't have been tired if she had gone to bed earlier. E, she would have become a teacher if she had gone to university. And the last one, F, he would have been on time for the interview if he had left the house at 9. See, even when we change the structure, the meaning is the same, right? Good. So now, let's go for the second exercise. Here, I want you to rephrase the third conditional. We have some situation, and based on the situation, you will write down a sentence using the third conditional. A says, I didn't help you because you didn't ask me. Start with if. B, Sarah didn't attend the class because she overslept. C, Peter went to bed early, so he didn't watch his favorite program. D, she got angry because he forgot to phone her. E, the weather was bad, we didn't go to the sea. Last one, F, she didn't buy the computer because she didn't have the credit card. Well, feel free to use your imagination, write down your own sentence, and then we'll be back to correct them. I will give you some time, right? Good. Well, here we are again, and I invite you to correct the sentence with me. Let's see how I wrote the sentence, right? A, I didn't help you because you didn't ask me. If you had asked me, I would have helped you. B, Sarah didn't attend the class because she overslept. If Sarah hadn't overslept, she would have attended the class. C, Peter went to bed early, so he didn't watch his favorite program. If Peter hadn't gone to bed early, he would have watched his favorite program. D. She got angry because he forgot to phone her. If he hadn't forgotten to phone her, she wouldn't have got angry. E. The weather was bad, we didn't go to the sea. If the weather hadn't been bad, we would have gone to the sea. And the last one, F. She didn't buy the computer because she didn't have the credit card. If she had had the credit card, she would have bought the computer. See, had? Yeah, it's correct, right? Yes, it is. So student, what do you think about this exercise? Easy, right? Yeah, very easy and simple as long as you follow the form that I gave you. So, to make sure that you understood the lesson today, I have a homework for you. It's easy as pie. Yes. You will complete these sentences using the third conditional. And don't forget to use the verb correctly. Pay attention for the irregular and regular verb, please. 1. If you ask me, I help you. If we go to the cinema, we see my friend Jacob. If you speak English, she understands. If they listen to me, we be home earlier. 5. I write you a postcard if I have your address. 6. If I not break my leg, I take part in the contest. 7. If it not start to rain, we walk to the museum. And the last one, 8. We swim in the sea if there not be so many sharks there. So, ready to have fun? Yes, good. Students, we are almost finishing our class, but before, I want to revise what we learned today. So, today we were talking about the third conditional, right? Yes. And we saw that we use the third conditional to talk about hypothetical and impossible past situations and to describe things that didn't happen for no possibility. For example, if we had known 3 months ago we would be in a global pandemic, we would have traveled more. Definitely me, yes. If I knew that we would be in this situation, I would have traveled more. As always, I have my sources. Please feel free to consult them, ask help for your teacher, and remember, guys, follow all the forms that I gave you, and you will be doing this exercise for sure. Well, this was our class at Aprender e Estudar em Casa. As always, I'm super happy to be here with you. Very glad that you are here with me and you pay attention on this class today. Please take care of yourself and I see you next class. Bye!